Hi, so I'm Bethany, and we're going to be doing a workshop today to make flags. So we were initially meant to be doing the commission for the flag for Somerset House, but due to the circumstances, that's been postponed. Today we're going to be making small flags that we can all raise together under the project All of Our Children in support of the Magpie project. So all you'll need for the workshop is cardboard, scrap fabric, or it could be an old t-shirt or an old pair of jeans or any material that you have in the house, or it even could be paper, a letter, a size letter, a pencil, a pair of scissors, either a brush or a sponge, whatever you've got at home, yarn, it could be wool or thread, paint, and a needle. So that's everything. For the project, we wanted to kind of think of messages that you would want to give to your next generation, or wise words that you've received from your previous generation. So mine would be from my mum, which would be, treat everyone as you would like to be treated, or I would leave to my next generation would be there's just no need to rush. And then those words can go onto the flag that we create. So firstly, we'll take the cardboard and cut it to make a stencil. So you can stencil the words. So there we go. So I'm going to write, as the project's called All Our Children, I'm going to write that on here, and then we can use this as a stencil. Yep, I've written All Our Children. You could put messages on yours that you'd want to send to your future generation, or from wise words from your mom or your dad or your grandparents. So I've written that now in block, and now I'm going to cut around this to make it a stencil. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going through and cutting it. Okay, so there's the stencil all cut out. And then I'm going to take my scrap fabric and fold it in half, and then use the letter, because I wasn't sure if anyone would have rulers at home, so you can use this as a guide to make sure the fold is here and the letter's on the fold like that, so you can see. So fold the fabric in half and then the letter, and then with pencil just draw around here so that you've got the fold on there. Yeah. And the pencil, just go around. So there you go. So it's double-sided, and then just cut on those lines that you just drew. So there you go. And then you've got the fold in the middle. And then you can place the stencil over the top of the square so it fits. Okay, so with the rest of the cardboard, you can use it as a tray for the paint. So I'm just using blue, but you can use any color that you want to use. And then the sponge, you can dip it in and then just print over the top. So just dabbing over the top of the stencil. just holds the stencil down quite hard. And then all our children. And then just wait for that to dry. Okay, so now you can see that's the stencil and it's dry. So now I'm gonna do a blanket stitch around the edge just to kind of keep it together. But you know, if you wanted to do anything different, you could have, you know, you could do another stencil here so you've got two backs of your flag. If you want to be more creative or have two different messaging. So I'm gonna use this wool and the gang wool, but you can use wool or you can use thread. It's just kind of up to you what you want to use. So I'm just gonna cut it and then thread it through. And then just do a knot here. I'll just do a double knot to be sure. And then what you can do is, so if we go in here so we can hide the knot. And then we're ready to do the next stage. Okay, so then we're going to do our first stitch. So if you can see, to go through and go as close as you can to your original stitch. And when you're using a chunky yarn, it's can get a bit complicated. Okay. And then what you do is, you can see there's that loop there. You're going to go through the loop here and back on itself. Ooh. And that is our first stitch. Okay, so for the next stitch, so traditionally with a blanket stitch, the length of your stitch is the length that it should be along the top as well, like the distance, but it's kind of up to you how big your stitch is. So you go through both sides of the fabric like this. Oh, sorry. And then you catch the stitch. And that is your second stitch. And then again. Catch the stitch. And keeping them, you know, similar distances apart, but it's completely up to you. So you're just going from the front to the back all the way through and catching the stitch here again. So this just finishes the edge off. So the blanket stitch is used as a finishing stitch. So you keep going. So we're going to go all along this edge, all along this edge, and all along this edge to finish it. Just finishing the edge, the raw edge of the material. So yeah, and the material, like I've just used like scraps from our organic denim, but you know, you can use anything you've got at home. It could be a tea towel, it could be a bedding, you know, it could be old jeans or an old t-shirt that you're cutting and then printing on. But yeah, I'll just finish this and then show you the results. I've just turned the corner and still going with the blanket stitch to finish. And then I'm going to run out of thread soon, so I need to restart. Okay, so I've run out of thread, so I've just cut a new piece and then tying a knot again, and then going into the middle of the two pieces and going closest to the stitch as possible at the back. So you've got your little knot in there, and then linking back up to this stitch here, going back through, and then we can continue as normal. Yeah, keep going. Just trim these bits off. And then, yeah, I'll turn the corner. Okay, so that's all sewn up now. And then, yeah, there's the flag. All our children, and like you will have your messaging on what you'd like to say. You know, if it's a message that you're sending to, you know, your future generations, or a message from your previous generations, or if you want to do the all our children, it's the same. But yeah, so then I didn't know what people would have at home, but for the stick, if you've got a stick or spatula that could go in like this, I'm just going to use a paintbrush, and then yeah, it can just go up, and then just put a stitch. Just going to put a stitch here to hold it in place. So yeah, so that's stitched in. You might have a twig from a tree, or a spatula, or a pencil, or whatever you can find. But that is our flag. Okay, so there we go, the finished flag. So then you can wave your flag for Earth Day.